the HR intervention.
I'll take that. I know you.
HR manager. Dang, dang, dang.
Yay!
I'm Shireen from Compass Mind.
And I'm James Sassi, Senior Manager of Learning and Development. Welcome to episode 3 of HR Intervention. I'm here with Shireen. Over ever winner, episode 3, Consumer Appeals Advisor, Santi Muniani.
Hashtag newbie. We would like to know who's new on the show. Yay, you're Asni. Huh? You look like Baju Raya, I look like the green screen.
You look at Harry Potter's.
Psychology, are you all the psychology stuff? You're probably going to...
Edward, welcome. Hello everybody. Wish all of you Selamat Hari Raya. Oh my god, I'm sure you had a good Raya.
Hi everybody, I'm loving the energy. I'm loving the energy.
Welcome, Shariza, to our HR.
This is very interesting.
So you better keep smiling.
Shireen. I'm part of the winner zone.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another HR TV. And who do I see? In the beginning there was James Fong.
And Adrina.
Hi Adrina, how are you guys? James, we missed you the last time around.
He does this disappearing act sometimes.
Yeah, no, he has ships to sail.
Yay.
Can you imagine we are on our 20th episode, Shireen, 20th episode.
James,
And
why are you
just
looking at an odd
and just as you guys know, this is our second last episode for this season. Second last episode only, not the finale. Okay, we'll be back, like Arnold Schwarzenegger says. Yep, we're coming back with more interesting topics and top-notch speakers
Yes.
for next season, next year, which is just like a few more weeks.
30 days to be specific to 2022.
Episode 20, Shireen. And you know what? In episode 20, we have magic. We have Harry Potter's magic. You see, I'm going to reach out into the screen and touch Shireen. Magic.
Woohoo! So wow, really, we are really on episode 20. I really can't imagine that. And James, stop looking at me, okay?
Who? Where?
I don't know. You keep looking at an angle. Do you have someone interesting on your right hand side or something?
Yes, I do. And it's called pumpkin seed bun.
That's not fair. I'm hungry. Anyway, episode 20, I'm really not sure whether to feel. Stop disturbing me. Excited or emotional to see how far we've come. It's like so, for me, I think it's so exciting. And actually, it's all thanks to our amazing guests, audiences, and this time, not forgetting our back-end team who continuously supports us since episode 1. So anyways, if you're new here in HR TV, it's actually an online talk show where we interview the HR experts about everything related to HR and career development. So the very interesting topics, and actually since now until episode 19, and I'm actually seeing episode 20 is going to be another very fun, top-notch HR. Very, very fun. They're all very fun.
Nothing beats your very first episode, right? Your premiere with that excellent guest. What's his name? That handsome guy. What's his name?
I don't know. It's a person who like to sendiri masuk lakon and sendiri angkat. You know him, James? So, well, if you just joined us, we have covered interesting topics like business resizing, the pandemic, employee engagement through organization culture. And about 2 weeks ago, we actually covered the holistic of employee well-being. As you can see, it's all around the HR area. So there's a lot to learn, and there has been so much that I've learned from all the experts. Hi, Mandeep.
Hello, Mandeep. How are you? What you having for lunch?
Yeah, what's for lunch? And if you missed some of our topics because we are on episode 20, so it was very insightful sessions by our guests, and we are so in awe by their ideas that we've decided to launch a 20,000 step challenge. Yes, you are listening that right, 20,000 step challenge with exciting prizes to be won. And why 20,000 steps? Because our last speaker actually showed a big, huge change in his health, lifestyle, and everything, his weight management, because of this 20,000 steps. So we're starting the challenge starting tomorrow. So click on the link out. I just kicked the table, my leg.
Shireen, I've got my counter watch all
Ready?
set to go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, you didn't tell me, you overtook me because I'm using the phone.
That's zaman dulu lah. Please come to the 21st century.
Okay, even that I need a new phone lah. So yeah, I'll probably get a watch first. So click on the link in the comment section if you want to know more about this 20,000 step challenge. Yeah.
Anyway, all of our past episodes are available on Shireen's YouTube channel, which is Shireen Calais. That is SHERINCALLAY, as seen on the ticker below. There you go, magic. So if you want to watch our previous episodes, head on over there. Well, after the show, not now, yeah? Basically, this show is for everyone who has a job, whether you're a freelancer or business owner, especially if you are a HR personality or a personnel who is in charge of HR, So,
What's next?
what's next? It says, host to introduce 1 minute.
That's you.
That's me. By the way, all of you guys who are on the show, please say happy birthday to our producer, our long-suffering producer, Nina. Say happy birthday to her. It's a birthday tomorrow.
Happy birthday, Nina!
She's
laughing in
turning-
the back end.
She's turning 18 and she can officially work all this while. She was illegal.
All this while we've been what? Child laboring, is it?
And FYI, this show is brought to you by Compass Mind Asia Sendirian Berhad, a corporate training company that helps organizations grow exponentially through our award-winning and proven corporate training programs. So, if you're looking for ways to hashtag upskill your employees, either through soft skills, technical skills, or if you want to further enhance your team's engagement, email us now. It's displayed down there.
Yay! Thank you, James. That is such a good introduction also. Well, we also love to do a quick survey before we start. So if this is your first time watching us, comment down below hashtag newbie. Or if you're a loyal audience, comment down hashtag HRTV. Of course, we know James is regular. Adrina has been coming about. Mandeep also is quite familiar. Sabrina, welcome back. Tell us, if you tell us where you're from, where you're watching from.
Yeah.
Because we have had audiences from, later on only we find out people from Australia, China, India, Myanmar, Pakistan, US, and then Bangladesh, and then we go, oh, okay, we didn't even know.
US.
US, yeah. That was
one time.
Yeah, lots of people from US at one time. So before we dive into today's topic, for those who don't know me, I'm Shireen, the Managing Director of Compass Mind Asia, who can never be serious because with me is the clown.
Where?
I'm looking at him.
I'm James Sussy, Senior Manager of Learning and Development, and this is HRTV episode 20.
20? You said 20?
And it's coming to the end of the year, Shireen. What is your plan? Are you going overseas now that borders are opening, new viruses are appearing?
Yeah, I plan to go overseas and not come back because I think wherever we go, we will not be able to come back.
Over the
Because
sea?
I was talking to my Singapore friends yesterday and they plan to come back next week. But she told us she booked the ticket 2 days ago, and yesterday there were new terms and conditions, restrictions coming up in Singapore.
Yes.
So that's why I say you leave the country, yeah, you're probably going to be stuck somewhere or another. So stay put.
People are saying, be ready for another lockdown if the Omicron happens to crawl across into our border. So please, 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 whatever you do, we are still not out of
The danger zone.
yes. Highway to the danger zone. Welcome everyone. To those who have just joined us, comment down below where you are tuning in from. And for those having their lunch or breakfast or brunch, depending on which part of the world you are in, let us know what you're having. We are about to have some really nice, good 5-star Michelin Tada Punya Star food.
Well, today for lunch I'm definitely having salmon with pumpkin soup and a brusque burnt cheesecake.
You see my face? It's Basque burnt cheesecake. Say
Basque burnt
Okay.
cheesecake.
Yeah, it's
And-
BBC in short.
Okay, it's BBC and all made at JS Creative Kitchen. Did I get it right?
Yes, you did.
All right, and it's the best food and
You get a free bun.
thank you. It ran away.
Sure.
Okay. Anyway, let's move on.
So, okay, we don't want to let our guest
Yeah.
wait any longer. She is an amazing person. She came on and she was like, "What's going on? Where am I? What kind of comedy court is this?" So let us welcome our guest for today, shall we, Shireen?
Of course. So, who is our guest for today?
Yeah.
Let me introduce a little bit about her. She has been in the financial services industry for over 20 years. Wow, everything seems to be 20 today. And now she has been leading a big team in organizations like BAT, British American Tobacco, Shell, Accenture,
Not the Batman.
and now Jepson and Jepson. As you see, those are all very big, renowned names. So she really has so much to share with us. She's so passionate about building teams and realizing the full potential of a team by creating a culture of success through teamwork. Our guest is also a nature lover. An animal lover too. She's an animal rights advocate. So what do you think she does over her free time? I'm sure you guys know. Spend time with family, nature, and of course,
Rescue pets,
animals.
dogs, rescue animals.
Yeah, she should come near my house and go to Paws. Then I can meet her there and have tea time.
Somebody rescue Shireen.
Hi! Our beloved audience, please ignore James and help me welcome
Oh my
Jepson
God.
and Jepson's group.
Hold
service.
your horses. Hello from Coventry, says Chitra Lily.
Oh, hello, Chitra. Hi, Clarice. So, guys, help me welcome Jepson and Jepson's group service hub General Manager
Michelle Pereira.
Hi. Hello, everyone.
What a wonderful smile you have.
Yeah.
Is it because
What an introduction, man. Yeah, it made me
She
nervous.
runs our show by just appearing on the screen.
yeah, and then she saw me, she was like,
Ah.
ah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't support him.
Okay.
So thanks, Miss Michelle, so much for joining us
Yeah.
today. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. And congratulations on making it to your 20th episode. Well done. There's really a lot of 20s, yeah? And people
Yeah.
like 20-year-olds like us. Yeah.
Yes.
Since
exactly.
1945, you were
Yeah.
Hey, that's a back end joke. Okay, so before we dive into the topic today, Michelle, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Because I'm
Yeah.
sure our audiences really wants to know about things like your hobby, your advocacy for animals, and all those kind of things. Tell us more.
Okay, I think you already introduced me quite in quite detail, but you were right when you said what I do in my free time. I try to rescue animals when I can, and I also love nature. So I'm the kind of person who's willing to stand in front of the tree and not allow the MPSJ guy to cut it down if I need to.
Wow,
Because
amazing.
they're supposed to trim it, they're not supposed to cut it down. Yeah, so I really love nature. I really love animals. Apart from the two dogs that I have, I also have another animal, which is my child, who's 8 years old. So that takes up quite a bit of my time as well. Yeah. And yeah.
That animal go feed me, feed me, feed me.
No, that animal talks back. So it's a different kind of animal.
Any couple, yes, they're very good at that. Boy or girl?
A girl.
Ah,
Yeah.
so sweet.
Well, wait until they turn 13, which mine just did.
Oh.
And then what happens?
So then,
Daddy, my nails. I need to do my nails. I'm like,
My nails.
and then do you remember all the excuses you used to give your parents, and then suddenly you remember, oh yeah, I said that. Oh, Daddy, I'm just going here. I'm staying with my friend.
deja vu.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a repeat of our lives.
So, being an animal lover, I mean, I'm sure you have your hands full as well. I mean, not talking about your daughter, but animals, etc. But pack mentality.
Yes.
How do you handle dogs? I mean, this is not a dog show, but how do you handle dogs? Have you rescued dogs?
Yes. Okay. So it
A quick
takes a
one.
lot of patience. It You have to understand that that's an animal, and it doesn't trust you until you can build that trust. Just like humans. Yeah. Actually, I find a lot of similarities. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they are also pack animals. They're also social beings. So are we. Yeah. So it's a lot about trust. It's a lot about patience, and you don't expect to become that animal's best friend overnight. So you just have to deal with it until they trust you.
And it takes a lot of teamwork. You see how
It
I
takes
brought
a
that?
lot of teamwork. Yeah. Yes.
Regardless whether you're human, whatever, it takes teamwork. It's not just you shouting out orders, but it's you winning them over. So, the topic today: building a resilient team.
Yeah, that's a very interesting
You know,
topic.
activities in an organization requires a lot of interaction and communication between the people involved. So before I go into that, a long time ago, when I was working with SCOMI, we did a team building exercise for senior managers, right? Global senior managers, and we did building trust and managing team by handling horses.
Ah, yes.
Oh, nice.
And they were amazing. We had this stud who knew he was a stud, and his head was always like that, and he would be strutting around, you know, just because he knows he's a stud, you know. And we had other horses. Horses are like really gentle if you know how to handle them, but they know if you're fearful of them.
Yes.
Yeah. Additionally, good activity often relies upon the ability of a cross-functional team to create shared understanding of the task and process and the respective role of its members, right? As long as you know, I am to deliver this, but I'm not in this silo mentality, but we come to that afterwards. Some
Yeah.
team work in what we might think of normal or routine settings, such as manufacturing or sales, but many perform in high stress conditions where the consequence of failure and personal pressure are quite high. It's like you have to deliver, 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 and you're like,
Yeah, exactly. The COVID-19 pandemic created a set of individual teams, organization, and even work-life stresses that actually impacted employees and their teamwork quite badly. So we can't wait to learn more from Michelle, of course, on how to form and maintain a strong team amidst the pandemic, endemic, whatever demics it's going to be after this. So let's get to the first question, shall we, James?
I have a question. I have a question.
Oh, what is it? Michelle is waiting for the question. Faster.
Yeah, can you tell us how you define teamwork in organization and what made you choose this specific topic?
Okay. So I think now more than ever, teamwork is a really hot topic, right? Because people are talking about working from home or working from far away. You're not going to see your team that often, and that's how we've been working for this last 2 years, right? So teamwork is very important in an organization because it's an organization. An organization is made out of sub processes or sub groups that are made up of people. So if you cannot find a way to work together as a team, you can't achieve your goals. So there's no way, in my opinion, anyone can work in an organization without teamwork. Yeah. So people can say, I am okay with working alone, not in an organization. I don't think that's possible. So the reason I chose this topic, one is because right now it's so important to talk about it. Like you said earlier, we might be going into another lockdown. We don't know. And also I want to take this opportunity to recognize my team. The last 2 years has been about building a brand new organization within Jepson and Jessen. Yeah, we started actually at the end of 2019. We were just starting to build a team. Our first milestone for this organization was in April 2020. So we went live during lockdown. Yeah, and since then, we've migrated. See, I'm also doing the looking there thing because they're there. Sorry. Since then, we've migrated 8 countries. So we've met all of our milestones. In fact, there were certain milestones where we actually did it quicker than we were meant to. So without teamwork, without these guys sitting there and pushing through resilience, finding a way to get through the difficult times, this wouldn't happen. Yeah, so it's really teamwork. That there's no way one person can do this on their own. Yeah,
And they're actually watching her on a big, big TV screen right now. I can literally hear them going, "Go, Michelle! Go, Michelle! Hey, team, well done."
So you see, what I can gauge from that is you can put any obstacles in front of a team, but when a team is so strong, there's nothing that can break them. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And the last 2 years, you don't know what's going to happen, right? I mean, really, whatever your plans are, you can
Out the
have the
window it
plan,
goes.
but be prepared to change your plan, right? And if the team is not strong enough, one thing, sometimes people fall sick. Sometimes they had to go to quarantine centers in this last 2 years, right? We had all of that. And if the team was not able to just pick up the work as a team, to say, it doesn't matter, that's not my job, but I can help. And if everybody says that, and everybody did here, yeah. So which is why we still managed to meet all of our milestones, and that's what teamwork is, yeah.
And you have a support from Mandip saying, she says, "Go, Michelle." She's in your team,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, yes.
There
She's
you
sitting
go.
there.
Yeah, man. And hi, Chow Mei Jin. Welcome to the
Hey,
show.
Meijin, how are you? So good to see you guys.
I'm actually going to backtrack a little bit about asking on the question you mentioned just now. You don't believe in working as a lone ranger, but as we know, And we have met with people that are considered real lone rangers, people who prefer to work by themselves and it works, and they think it works really fine. So, how do you think people like this can be part of a team, and how can we encourage them and let them know the importance of it, that teamwork is so important?
I think, okay, first of all, everybody's an individual. Yeah. And I'm sure, and we know, and I'm sure we have met uh, some people who really believe that this is the only this is the only way they want to work, and it's worked for them.
Yeah.
You know, so okay, first of all, the mentality is that it's a job. When you think that way, that it means they believe that they're just coming to work and it's a job.
Yeah.
And I just do the job to get paid and I go home, right? And if somebody was to say that to me, my answer would be I can appreciate that, I respect that. But then you have to also understand that you are confining yourself to this. You know, you're not allowing yourself to grow. You're not allowing yourself to build new skills. Uh, Teamwork, collaboration, cross communication, cross cultural communication. All these are 21st century skills. They're teaching it in schools today because we didn't have that kind of understanding a
It's
long time
about
ago in 1945. Yeah. So it's okay if they really want to work like that, but they have to accept also that this is it, right? I mean, unless you want to expand and learn how to work with other people, learn how to work with different levels of stakeholders, then, I honestly don't believe that this can work in an organization. Unless you want to become a writer and you want to sit on the hills of uh, Mount Everest and write
Praise
your
the
book
Lord. I just want
for
to say praise
5 years alone, then you can be alone. But in an organization, I don't think that's possible.
It's true because going back to that question, Michelle, there are two school of thoughts, right? One is I'm new to this organization. Let me just see what's happening. Look,
See
see.
from a distance.
And then there's another school which is I am old school. I know everything. I know. Even before you say anything, I know. You see, so these two school of thoughts have already got these walls that they have built. One wants to wait until something happens before removing the wall. One has already got the wall, came into the organization with the wall, and does not want anybody to get across, over, under, dig a tunnel, whatever. The wall is there, cement, great wall of China, done and dusted. But I tell you, these walls will just disappear when you start building trust with them, right? And you show them why it's important for an organization and why performance is important, because together as a team, we are moving the organization, not just yourself. So forget about the wall. Hang your wall at the door before you come into the office. And that brings me to the other team. How does teamwork affect organizational performance?
Okay, I can speak for my organization for sure.
And your
Okay, so finance it's a process, right? And although we have different departments, different sub processes, the overall outcome is one. Yeah. So if one person doesn't do their part, the overall outcome is affected. And I think everybody needs to understand that. And that is why goal setting, how we look at goals, how we set goals, needs to change. Yeah. uh, a large part of our team's goals or performance objectives is set as a unit. So it's not, this department has this way. It's all. So I think about 70% of our goals is as one. So everybody understands that I can do my work very well, but if I'm not making sure that my colleagues' work is also being done well, it affects all of us. And you can plan to be great, but if the organization is not doing well, then it's us. It's one. So I think that is the most important thing. How you set your goals. You always obviously you leave a small percentage for people to overachieve to be a superstar if they want to be. But other than that, I think people need to understand that my work affects your work affects her work, and if it doesn't work well, all of us are affected.
Phew. We've got a fan there. Hashtag JJ Stronger Together.
Wara, Wahida.
Yay! Must be one of them.
Wara. Your team member.
You know, the other thing about the walls is that, you know, way back in your timeline, 1945, I think Pink Floyd said, all in all, you're just another brick in the wall. Right.
And you
But
can
then
see-
again, but then again, every single brick builds this wall,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
And you take one out, it may crumble, just like an organization, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's why it's like a big picture. One leads to another, to another, to another. It's just like
Correct.
you said, one part of the wall brick takes out, is taken out, then the wall might crumble.
This is where I
So good
say,
philosophy.
don't build the wall around you, but together build the wall around the organization, because you want to stay strong from the competition, because the competition might bring you down. When the competition brings you down, hey, no matter what wall you build, you're out of a job.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
So let's have, guys, my dear audience, thanks so much for being here. If you guys have questions or any comments, do put it in the comment section below and we'll try to answer them. And meanwhile, we have a question for you guys, which is, what would be your biggest challenge working in a team while working from home or without a face-to-face environment? So this question is targeted to you guys as the audience. What is the biggest challenge working in a team while working from home or without a face-to-face environment? Because, I mean, yeah, organizations are back to work. Many are back to work, but not on 100%. They are on
Yeah.
rotation to stay safe, right? So what are your challenges? Let us know. Put it in the comment section below. We'd love to hear some.
yeah. Hey, hi Tilla, welcome back. Good to see you again. And you know, this question is open to Michelle's team as well. Don't worry. If she angry with you, never mind. We count him with her. I just bake for her cake. She said,
Oh,
or you can
so
just
properly.
Orange cake. You asked for red velvet cake. I'm telling you,
here we go again. Producer, cut the show. Red velvet lagi tapi HP lah dia ni.
At least I can take a piece of cake with Michelle and the team.
Anyway,
Yeah.
your team are welcome to take part as well. I mean, instead of just saying, you know, go. Come
Yeah, I
on,
hope the
drop-
answer. I think they will.
Yeah. Come in and share your thoughts with us. How what made it work while you were away? What's making it work while you are now together in the office? Yeah. So it brings us to question 4. You previously mentioned to us that you guys have just started a new team just when the pandemic started, right? Amazingly. So how did you guys do it? I mean, how did you manage to create a strong team?
Okay. I don't think there's a proper textbook answer here. Yeah, I think if I can sum it up, it was look at the glass half full. You know, when it happened, the first meeting we had, we asked ourselves whether we want to, because it was open to us. Yeah, we were allowed to change the timelines if we thought we needed to. But we had a meeting and we decided, no, we're not going to change anything. In fact, let's look at how this can help us, because we are an organization that's built to provide services remotely, right? I mean, we provide services to 8 different countries from Malaysia. So shouldn't this actually help us? This should be better. You know, instead of going through the telling people, you know, actually you can use this, there's a digital way to use this. Don't put it in an envelope and send it through courier to Malaysia. Scan it or whatever. Now they had no choice because lockdown, right? You have to use it. And I mean, I really have to say this about the millennials. They are very resourceful. When we went into lockdown, our organization had not rolled out O365 yet. So, you know, it's just whatever collaboration tools they could find, they were using whatever apps. and they will tell you, you don't have to worry. They'll just say, hey, use this app, this is faster, or or try this, try that. And that's what we did. And I think the first 2 months at least was really just about whatever you can find, whatever you can find on the internet, whatever you can, just to keep going. And then we rolled out our O365, which was great because now we have proper online virtual collaboration tools.
Millennials, and now we have the Zillennials, the Gen Zs.
Yeah. And then you got Generation Alpha coming, right?
Coming, yeah.
It's my animal at home.
Yes.
Our secret LinkedIn users.
Shelly from your team. Shelly, why?
Difficult to build rapport without face-to-face interaction. So that building rapport, like
Yeah.
we're talking as if this is biasa lah for us already, talking to the screen, and then there is Michelle, this beautiful Michelle, and talking back to us and all that, But how do you build rapport? You don't really see the whole physical self.
Yeah.
The 5 senses. You only use 1 sense, hearing, or 2 sense.
2 cents.
see and hear.
Yeah, I think it's a lot more effort, definitely, trying to build rapport over the screen like this. So I think from the leader's point of view, especially, it was a lot more, because if you're in the office, you see each other, you don't really need to go to everyone and say hello, how are you every morning. They know you. But when we were stuck at home, I think there was a lot more of that. To a certain extent, we had to force it into the calendar. Have meetings more often, not meetings, but just like catch ups, huddles. Some of our team members used to have like this Friday night thing where they, I don't know, drink and dance virtually. So or just call people every once in a while, just out of the blue. Hey, what you doing? But this is the thing. We say it's more difficult because it's virtual, right? But if you think about how we used to work before and the last 2 years, have you been into more of your colleagues' homes more than the last 2 years? Now I know what all of my team members' houses look like, what their husbands look like, what their children look like, what their dogs and cats look like, right? So I think there's different ways of looking at it. If you decide to look at this as an opportunity, hello, this is how I live. This is my no makeup face. This is what my husband looks like when he wakes up.
Walking past
Then-
behind there. Walking past, what are you doing? Yeah. Oh, you are on conference call. Okay.
Yeah, so actually it's an opportunity to get to know people better, right? Where compared to the traditional, I come to the office, I see you 9 to 5, and then I go home, and I may never know what you are like outside of the office, right?
And the challenge is all of a sudden the kid shouts, "Mama, want my milk?" Hang on.
We actually see them in their natural being. And we get to know them better. Yeah. Tila says we thrived through the pandemic well, connecting with people, making the best of the situation by ensuring I have smaller groups, maximum of 35. Oh, that's a really good one. In any one connect virtual sessions. Yeah, that's more personalized, because once it gets too big, people tend to hide away and fizzle away. They get scared to say anything because everyone's meeting. We drive through engagement and productivity by ensuring employees have
1 hour wellness
sessions, huddles daily in between work hours. So that's great, Tina. That's a very good practice that you have there.
Yeah, but I have a question for you, Michelle. I mean, this is off script, as well as Tila and everybody else. How do you ensure that your team turns the camera on?
I got a strategy
We
for that.
force them. I don't know what else to say other than we just say, please switch on. We will start the meeting. Please switch on.
When you start asking and begging and all that, this is where they lucky they never turn on. You see, so you make it. What's your
Yeah.
strategy, Shireen?
My
Yeah.
strategy is to let them know I'm not used to talking. I mean, I do all this all the time with clients, and they eventually they tell me, just give me 2 minutes, I'll put makeup and come. I say, yeah, go ahead. But I'll tell them, I'm really not used to talking to myself. I don't know how to talk to myself. Can you please come on camera? And I always get it my way.
You see,
Thank God.
So
Tila
Mandip,
says,
the one who commented earlier, Mandip, who's sitting out there,
yeah.
she does this. If you don't switch on the camera, then you will be subject to an interview, and or you will be put on the so
No, I would give
but
you
I
a
just
really nice win-win coaching moment. This is a coaching moment, right? What you do is you tell them, okay, guys, we have this session on, right? This Teams meeting or whatever. The first person to appear with their camera on will get something. It's like, reward, or, you make it into a fun activity.
Yeah.
okay. What do you give them then?
Give them KFC,
Oh,
whatever.
okay. Ah,
A 5
I
ringgit
think
voucher
generally
from
switches on the camera.
Costco. You know,
Guys, don't make your boss talk to herself. Oh, she wants to talk to you. Right or not?
no, what I'm saying is turn the difficult situation around, and make it into a fun uh, exercise. Like, hey,
Yeah,
the first
something
person to
engaging.
appear, with the camera on gets a 10 ringgit Just Go voucher or Grab
Okay.
voucher. No, since everybody's home grabbing food, who would say no? I mean, everybody would be like, I'm the first, I'm the first, I'm the first.
Okay. We'll
First
do
one
that.
you want 10 ringgit, second one you want 5 ringgit. After that,
Everybody.
everyone Tila says she ons the camera first, and she tells them those who don't on the camera will sing the national anthem.
Oh my god, which country's anthem?
The British
The British.
national anthem.
God save the Queen.
Oh gosh.
If you've got lips problem, then you go, God save the Queen.
Gosh, anyway, Michelle, besides, you
Yes.
said that the team does some Friday night activity on their own, and you also have engagement sessions with them, walk into their house, get to know them, their family, their dogs, their cats, their kids. But have you all done things like, team buildings, face-to-face or virtual, or any company retreats, that you guys do to enhance further the teamwork in your organization?
So recently we did a virtual team building event, which was quite interesting because a lot of my team members joined us during the lockdown. Yeah, so coming back to the office, we just started coming back into the office. It was like meeting new people, even though we saw them online. Suddenly we were like, oh, like, hi, oh, so you are so and so, yeah, and part of this team building activity was the Myers-Briggs personality
Yes,
assessment.
MBT.
So it was really good because now for a few days at least, everybody was like, oh, you're like that because you are E, you're F, or you're like that because you're T and you're J. Yeah. So we did that recently, and hopefully if we don't go into another lockdown, we'll be having a small team dinner coming up soon on the 10th. Yeah, but yeah.
Christmas dinner.
Yeah, I always tell this, this Myers-Briggs MBTI, right? I always tell people, what's your MBTI? I say mine is ESP, and I know exactly what you're thinking. Anyway, hello Matthew, Tanil, and Tila says she has 45 different nationalities. Can you imagine? This is amazing because you have 45 different national anthems.
Yes.
Whether they sing it right or not doesn't matter, but they sing it anyway.
And then everyone else gets to know everybody's national anthem.
Yeah,
So that's a
it's
great
nice.
engagement way also in other ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you say are the biggest challenges in developing teamwork among each other? Maybe 3 top challenges that you personally had, Michelle.
I think it 3.
Yeah,
She has a great, probably she only has one.
three number.
Okay.
I think it all can be summed up into one, which is you're dealing with human beings. Everybody is an individual. As an organization, you want to achieve the goals for the organization, but you also have to remember that everyone is different. Everyone comes with their own experience. Everyone comes with their own ways of doing things. Yeah, and their own challenges. So how to find that balance of allowing people to still be individuals but work as a team, and again I always go back to how you set the goal,
Yeah.
and how you look at the goal. Don't look at the goal as the job. You look at the goal as an undertaking, as an endeavor. We're going to we're going to do that, and then we are done with that. We work together to get that done. and
You know,
and
sorry, when you talk about this, you actually said more than three. You said
oh,
something
did
about,
I?
but yeah, but you know what? You've heard of this the saying where they said there is no I in teamwork, TEAMWORK.
Mm.
There is no I, but I will turn that around and say there is always an I in teamwork. In team,
When
there's always an I in team.
because you are part of the team.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's you.
Yes.
Without the I, there is no team.
Yeah.
Between
So
you are and
clever.
but yeah, I know. Good boy.
Yeah.
Clever. Give you salmon to
I
be your
know.
team.
It's mine. Everybody makes part of the team. So
Yes.
your organization, like what you said, right? Uh, posing.
Oh wow.
So what you
So Wayne.
the camera somehow attracts me. So whenever I see a camera passing by, I'm like, oh
Wow.
yes, get my best side here.
Anyway, we have. Can I go on?
Wait, just one more thing, one more thing. Sorry. The I in the
Mm.
team, like what you said, Michelle, retry what you said, reiterating what you said, is that
Mm.
you are an individual, you are also part of the organization, and most importantly, you're part of a team. There you go.
Oh, well done. Okay, after this, I will give you cheesecake also to eat. Okay, happy? So I have questions for the audience,
Audience, yes.
but because we have a few more questions for Michelle actually, but before that, why don't you share with us in the comment on what are the things that your organization or your employer do to keep the teamwork and the team spirit among you guys very strong. Share with us. We'd like to know. And Michelle, that's question to the audience. And
What keeps them going, basically? How do you keep them going?
how do you keep them running
Yeah.
and running?
Keep
Okay.
running and running and running. Keep going, regardless.
So, and a question for Michelle. Well, the pandemic has caused a lot of employees to work from home, and working from home means they no longer see their teammates on a daily basis. And you also mentioned that you have a lot of new team members in your team. So that's great. So, how do we ensure teamwork while having employees working remotely? Because some have circumstances, some have little kids in the house where they need to then quickly make lunch for them, or those kind of things. So how do you keep the team morale up despite the difficult circumstances, or should I say the new norm, because hopefully we can go on like this for some time.
Yeah, I think one of the ways to keep the spirit or the morale high, right, is to celebrate. Again, look at the glass. How you choose to look at the glass. Celebrate every small little win. It can be a small thing. Yeah, it can be. I went for a meeting with the senior stakeholders, and somebody said, "Hey, Michelle, the team did this, and we are really happy." And then I actually, while I'm still in a meeting, I normally type that in Teams and tell my team members, "Hey, go and tell your team this guy said great job." So it's celebrate every small win. And the part about we had to deal with everybody's routine at home. I think that's just something that we needed. We just had to deal with. Yeah. I think there was a lot of pressure on the people who were reviewing work, because they had team members, because we made it very clear that if your productive time is 8 p.m. because you're alone with your child, or you know you can only do work after 8 p.m., then you only do work after 8 p.m. But it was a lot more burden for the managers, because they were the ones reviewing or approving things. So they were working almost 24 hours, because their team members had different times, yeah. But we just had to deal with it, because if we couldn't enforce that this from this time to this time you have to work, because people just couldn't do it. Yeah, and we did have a couple of people who left the organization because they were not able to differentiate between the home responsibility and work. Yeah, and
Too
when they were
rigid.
at home, yeah, their families or whoever expected them to be what they are when they're at home,
Yeah.
and yeah, so,
Yeah, and this is where I
yeah,
think a lot of organizations with a lot of with rigid time, 9 to 5, they started embracing flexi hours, which has been around. A lot of forward-thinking organizations have already embraced flexi hours even before the
yeah,
pandemic, and then
yeah,
these not so flexible, very rigid organizations started looking. Oh yeah, I think we need to embrace that. Okay, let's see how it
yeah.
works, and it works. And Liana Haslan says, to answer your question, Shireen, she says
They have
they have
weekly.
weekly or bi-weekly meetup with their team to play virtual games and quiz, or sometimes just chat. In fact, I did that with my previous company as well. I did coffee with our CEO, which I think Farah
Yeah.
Wahida says,
Coffee with
coffee with
Manjeet.
Mandeep, So this is
So
where,
cute.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is where we get to
Yeah.
hear. I mean, the loudest voice in any organization during any crisis should always be the one who is driving the organization. So I think, what do you think, Michelle? Right? It's not your bosses or what, but your boss's boss. They are the ones who should be the loudest, saying, "Hey guys, go ahead."
Yeah.
They should be
Cheer them on.
championing it. They should be cheering you on. They have a lot of deliverables to their stakeholders, their shareholders, yes, but they need to take out the pom pom and go, Michelle, go, Michelle. MICH. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, if I can just add, and I think Olivia also spoke about this in her interview. Our chairman, who is the number one man in here, he has a weekly blog, and he there were a number of times where he wrote things that were um, very supportive and very inspirational. His blogs are really really well written. Yeah, it's really nice to read, and it was the times when obviously this has not been a smooth journey, right? It has been difficult at times. And when we needed to hear it, he wrote an article or a blog about, the hub in Malaysia. They just said, I'm just, that's not his words, but he said good stuff. And for us to read that, and for the team to read that, it really helped. Yeah, it really helped us know that what we are doing is for the right reason, and keep pushing. So yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. The top has to display that before anyone else can. Yeah.
True.
Yeah, that's true. They need to champion it. Lah.
So, question. Well, what possibly is the last question? I mean, we do have a lot more questions. I mean, but my question is, difficult circumstances not only affect team members, right, but also, and perhaps even more, affect the leaders themselves, as I was saying, right? So, as a leader yourself, how do you lead with compassion when you were in difficult situation yourself? One, and what would you say is the most important trait that a leader, when leading a team, should display during these difficult circumstances?
Okay. As a leader, we are all also human, right?
Yeah.
So I always believe that as a leader, you need to ensure that your support system is balanced. When you do things like the Myers Briggs thing and all, right? It's so that your the team that surrounds you is able to to make up for the things that you are not really good at, right? So if there's a lot of thinkers in your team, then please ensure that there are some feelers who are able to balance that, right? So that, and you're right now, it is about leading with compassion. It is about remembering that people are human beings first, because that is what it is right now in the employment market, especially if people are leaving because organizations are not thinking about how people should have a proper work-life balance. And the great resignation has happened in America. They're saying it's starting to happen in Malaysia. I don't know.
Great
But
resignation. I like that word.
yeah. So we really have to be compassion, and um, the last 2 years has shown us that if you do trust people to do their work, if you say this is the task, I hate to use the word job, so I'm saying this is the task, and you have to deliver this by when. 9 out of 10 times, actually most of the time it's 10 out of 10 times, they will deliver. If you trust them to do it, they will. Yeah,
Empowerment.
and they have already proven that it can be done. So I don't think it's time to now backtrack. Correct. You know, yeah. So I really think now is not the time for organizations to be backtracking and saying, oh no, now we want to go back to the old way, because it's not going to
You can
work.
never. The old way is always
Over.
over.
It's
You know,
over.
it's literally left the highway.
Yes.
Okay, no
Yes.
way are we going back to the old way. This is the new
Yeah.
way,
It's
right?
with a speed car. Anyway, Davy Ria, we can't see her comment on the comments, but she says this is so sweet. She said, my boss sometimes sends gifts to our house
Wow.
randomly. It makes us feel appreciated during hard times and boosts our morale. That's so sweet, Davy.
You know, this is exactly what we did the last time. So among us friends, right? What we did was we were sending our own home cooked food via Grab to our friends, and those who were, we had a lot of people who lost their jobs because of the pandemic. So there was a group of us that came together and supported them by, okay, today I'm going to sponsor, your breakfast, your lunch, or whatever. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll take over. So suddenly you find this humanity aspect has just exploded. It's like the virus didn't kill humans, but it's sort of like,
Brought up
the humanity in
people.
everybody of us. Oh, I want to cry.
Oh, don't, please don't.
But then it's a beautiful thing. Like what I said, it's not a setback, but a set up to something greater. So organizations that embrace this fact will always, will always be there, like Jepson. Yeah, you'll
it's a
always be
setup
like forward.
for a massive comeback.
Yeah.
People will be happier. They knew during the hard times that you were there for them. Anyway, you know what? I didn't realize that the time passed so fast. We're actually approaching the end of our session for today. So, Michelle, we really like to thank you.
Wait. One last comment
What?
from Matthew. Having sports activities on a regular basis. Sports is a great way to build team spirit. But Matthew, how do you do sports when you are
Indoors.
indoors?
Gaming.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why I have a gaming mouse.
Matthew, is that right? Was it gaming? Let us know. We'd love to know about what sports this is. If it's gaming sports that you do.
Yeah.
So, Michelle, thanks so much for a very elaborate explanation and sharing so much on building a resilient team, and most of all, to have this serious discussion with us today.
Serious one, man? Where?
Was it serious?
Oh yeah, very serious, very serious.
Okay, let's be serious.
Very serious.
Okay, now that's serious, but we never had that throughout the show because we all have been smiling.
Yeah.
So, Michelle, before we end, would you like to give some final words to our audience? And can you also share with our audience your social media links so it's easy for them to connect with you or ask you any sort of questions that they might have?
Okay, so my social media links are Michelle Pereira on LinkedIn or Facebook. Yeah, so my final. So I think my final message is uh, that like James said earlier also, yeah, the old way has left the highway, and don't plan to change. Uh, just change as you go, because the way of the world today is not a stagnant one direction. Keep your eye on the goal, but keep in mind that the way to get to that goal may be 100 different ways than you ever imagined, because there's no standard way of doing anything anymore today.
Yeah, things can change
Like
just
that.
like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great advice. Thank you so much for that, Michelle. So our next and last episode for this season
Yes.
will be in 2 weeks' time from now. So today we are actually having our live session from a different venue, and next 2 weeks' time, you just wonder what might happen. So it'll be on the 15th of December, same day, same time, same different place. And we'll have another really special guest joining us. So make sure you mark your calendars and register now
Yeah.
through the link in the comment.
Do
Well,
register.
Yeah, do register. Yeah. As you know, it's free, but it is limited. So don't forget to connect with us, also James and myself on our social media platforms. And if you have any training inquiries, any team building, virtual, face-to-face, whatever, do drop us a message on training@compassmind.com, and we'll always be happy to help where we are.
And you know, before we end,
Yeah.
please remember to stay safe wherever you are, wherever you're planning to go. I mean, now that they say borders are open, etc. I mean, the malls are packed.
Yes.
I went back to my hometown of Penang, the island. Yeah, if you are not island, you're not Penang either. It was packed, my lord. And if you're planning to visit your relatives and loved ones, do take home COVID-19 self-test kit. Do your test before you go, right? We'll see you guys on the next episode of HR Intervention. Serious discussions only. Oh no! It's time for lunch. Bye. Oh,
Thank
magic.
you. Thank you, guys. Bye.